we got another infinite banking example using this same illustration we've been using for the last couple of videos. My name is Kyle Knott, and I am not your average finance guy, and this is not your average way to gain wealth. But this is a very small policy that I've gone through in the last couple of videos that I've got another situation for you here, that what is possible. So again, this one, first year premium, the person's throwing 20 grand, he's throwing $10,000 a year in every year after that. So cumulative premium outlay, down all the way we ran this illustration, 430,000 is all he'll ever put into it. And then cumulative income, he's not taking any income until year 43. And the cash value, as you see here in year 6, it takes 6 years before 70,000, he's put 70,000 in before it finally breaks through that barrier. Okay, so every year before that, you can see the cash value is actually less than the cumulative premium outlay. So that is a big barrier to entry. People don't like it because of this. But after this, somewhere it's usually between year 4 and 6. Mine was in year 4, between year 4 and 5. This one was between year 5 and 6. But at that point, that's when the paths cross, and that's when this thing starts to really go crazy for the rest of your life. Now, this gentleman was 28 years old, got started early, so he's got some time for this to compound, and he's only doing, this is $833 a month, and it was like a fraction of what he was saving anyway, but he wanted to get something going. And so I just want I'm going to show you another way of what's possible with these numbers. So in his lifetime, when he's 98 years old, we got him taking some income out starting at year 43. When he's 70 years old, he'll start taking, I think it was $76,000 a year, and by the time he is 90, he will have taken out $1.5 million against this policy. He'll still have $1.5 million left of cash value that he could borrow against if he so chooses. But that's just policy, not doing anything with it. But the magic of the infinite banking system, the concept, is that you get to borrow against this anytime you want. And if you borrow against this, these numbers don't change because you're not taking the money out, you're borrowing against it. It's kind of like a home equity line of credit. If you borrow against the equity of your home, they don't come and cut half your house off and take it. You still get to live in your house. You just have to pay a little bit extra interest on what you took in your line of credit. So same concept here for the loan part of it. So with this, I'm actually looking at some deals right now, the investing in mineral rights, and I found one that's paying 12 to 14%. And so what I did is I took the 12%, I took the low end of what they're projected to pay. And what I did is I said, okay, in year 3, we're going to take $25,000 and we're going to put it into this mineral rights. So we're going to borrow $25,000 from the policy. We've got 33 in cash value. So here we would borrow, and then we'll get into mineral rights, like I said. And to borrow against this now, we have to pay 5.5% interest. That's about the current rates right now. Who knows what they'll be? They're always way lower. I got a HELOC right now that's at 8. So this is at 5.5. So this is a very attractive loan package. You're not going to get it from a bank anywhere. So looking at, as we do this now, so you throw $25,000 in, this is going to pay you on the low end. It'll pay you $3,000 every year. I took this as worst case scenario. I guess worst case scenario, you get absolutely zero, but I don't see that happening. But there is risk to every investment, so I'm not taking word for it. I'm just showing you an example here. But on the low end of these projections, I took the 12%, which equals $3,000 every year. So in doing that, say you take the 25 from here, and now you've got a loan balance of 25,000. After the first year, you've made 3,000. The loan interest I just took the interest on the whole 25,000 would be 1,375. So you take 3,000 minus the 1,375, and then you subtract that from your loan balance, you get 23,375. All right. And then what I did for the following year, depending on how you'd probably pay this, the faster you pay it back, it's kind of like the velocity banking. The faster you pay it back, the lower your balance gets, the less interest you will pay. But what I did is I just took, again, worst case scenario, I took the loan interest and I did it on the entire balance from the previous year. So this number is high. These numbers are high, but that's just to show what it's like in the situation. So you go through year 2, again, you're making 3,000, probably more, but we'll say 3,000. Your loan interest now on on this balance, because it's not quite 25,000 anymore, you've knocked it down a little bit, is only 1285. So your interest goes down every month, and your loan balance also goes down by more every month. So here's your loan balance, year 3, 4, 5, and what I did is I took this all the way up to year 10. So in 10 years, what this is going to look like, your loan balance, this thing has basically just been on autopilot. Yeah, you got a little bit, you got money coming in from this investment, you take it and you send it to the insurance company as payment on this loan balance. So basically, let's say in 10 years, you still owe 4,000. By year 11, just doing what you've been doing, you owe 1,300. Just write a check for that. It's done. You now perpetually have $3,000 coming in for as long as these mineral rights go, and they say 50 plus years that these things run for. So we're only getting started with that. You got an extra little paycheck, some funny money coming in every year. Yeah, it's only $3,000, but it's better than a kick in the head, right? So with that, now this is paid off. Okay, you've paid your policy back. So now say we're 10 years into it, and look down here, this number doesn't change. We accessed this money, 25,000. It never came out. These numbers still compound. Your cash value still is compounding, continuously compounding. And let's say in year 10, you're worth 128,000. What if in year 10 you wrote a check for $4,000 and you went ahead and took $125,000 now and put it back over here? I'll push pause, I'll erase the board, and we'll go through that example next. All right, came back with this new example. Now we took $125,000, and the same thing, nothing else changed. Granted, numbers will probably change a little bit, but this is just an example of how you can project out in the future. So remember we already went through 10 years basically. Now we're in year 11, and if we get all the way down to year 18 doing the same process, the whole thing will pay itself off again. So now 12% of 125,000 is 15,000. But remember, you still got your $3,000 that you're making from the first purchase that you made. So essentially now you're making $18,000. If you take all this and roll it right back in, so your loan interest, again, I just took the 125 on this one, is 68.75 the first year, 113,875 is your loan balance. And I took so from here on out, I'm taking $18,000 to knock this loan balance minus and accounting for the interest as well. So here you get down, it's somewhere between, it's almost 18 or the 8th year when we started this one, that this thing will go to completely zero. So now we're moving a little bit faster, right? So you're now 18 years into it. You're making $18,000 a year on this investment that was spurred by your infinite banking loan. Okay, so now if we look at this, we're 18 years into it. I don't have it. I've got year 20 on here. So year 20, you're still throwing $10,000 a year into your infinite banking concept. You got choices now. Now you're making $18,000 every year off of this investment that you made. You can take this now and start paying your payments with it. Or you're 20, you now have access to $346,000. What if you did that over here? What's your 20? Look, most people have a hard time of setting goals 5 and 10 years out. Look where you're at in 20 years. 20 years from right now, I'm 47. In 20 years, I'd be 67. If I could have an extra 340, I will, because I've got this thing set up myself, but my numbers are a lot bigger over here. Okay, and this is exactly what I'm looking at doing. Every time there's enough cash value where I can bring in another investment, where the investment is in the 12 to 14% range, and I have to pay 5.5% back. So every time you pay this back, you buy another investment. Sometimes I get it halfway paid back and I buy another investment. Now, the cash value, this is always the cash value, but this cash value is not always available to you. Okay? So what do we say? In year 10, we took a $125,000 loan. So whatever your cash value minus your loan balance, that's what's available to you. Okay? So let's say year 14, we owe 76,000. I don't have year 14. I don't have 15 either. But where are we at? If you owe $76,000 on this first loan, you just come over, and if you get illustration every year is out, I just ran out of whiteboard space. So you're going to be in here somewhere. Say you're at 200,000. So 200 minus 76, you could actually probably take another $125,000 loan. You could repeat this process, making an additional $15,000 a year. Now you're at $33,000 a year of income. And if you take all that and plow it right back in until the loan is free and clear, paid off, and then at the end, you've paid the loan off, you've got the investment. So the way we've done it right here, you've got $18,000 a year coming in for the rest of, they say these things last 50 years. I don't know how long, I've never done one of these before. I'm just kind of looking into it. But I like real estate. Real estate usually tends to go up in value. Okay, at some point you can sell it, you can refinance, you've got choices, is all I'm saying. Okay, so another thing you can do, instead of putting $10,000, saving it in a savings account and putting it over here, you can take that $10,000 and start knocking your loan down. It's kind of velocity banking style. So take that, you can knock this loan balance down faster, paying less interest, get the whole ball moving down the mountain as fast as you can. All right, my name is Kyle Knott. I'm not your average finance guy. Shoot me a text if you got any questions on any of this stuff, and be happy to help. Good luck.